Yeah, pretty heavy metal rock band the first go around. Our band was called Buried Under Broken Glass. Dude, it was like we were 17 and just like teen angst just coming out of our pores, and we're just like it was awesome. It was so fun. And dude, we would go in there, we would push all the tables to the side, set up the drums and the amps, and we would just absolutely rip.
Hi, I'm Ben Earl, and this is the podcast where I get to know country stars through the places that have made them who they are. Because I think in a way that we are everywhere we've ever been. The places we go, they lead to the people we know, and that all comes out in our music. So if you love country music, if you're curious about the world, and if you want to hear the best storytellers telling their stories in their own words, stick around. You're definitely going to want to hear this. This is Country Roads. It's my honor to welcome onto the podcast the king of the cut-off white tees himself. I've said that to you many times. Mr. Russell Dickerson. How are you doing, Russell? You good?
Yeah, baby. Doing great, man. How are you?
Yeah, I feel like we're lucky to get time with you. Your schedule is, I want to use the word Russell mania, not to be too cheesy on the nose, but you're so busy at the moment.
Yes, we're, tis the season, man. It's, we had a big year last year, so we're doubling down and we're getting after it this year.
That's so cool. I mean, the energy you bring to your live show as well. I mean, I've never seen anyone bounce around the stage so much. Have you got any injuries, or are you all still injury-free? You're good?
I mean, only minor cuts and scrapes, no broken bones or anything, but we do get rambunctious, and I'm surprised that it hadn't been worse.
Yeah. So this podcast, Russell, is all about the places that has kind of made country artists who they are. And I'm pretty sure you were the first native Tennessean we've ever had on the podcast. Everyone else is sort of from somewhere else in country music, it feels like. Do you feel that, being a country artist yourself, that you are the kind of real deal?
I mean, I don't know. It's like such a countrywide thing, It's like there's so many people from Georgia in country music, songwriters, artists, producers, everything. But yeah, no, it is a proud thing for me, and I've been in Nashville since I was 10 years old.
Cool. So marching band nerd music, as your own words. You played the snare, is that right?
Yes, I was all 4 years snare drum, and I mean, that's where I learned to read music, and that's where it's just like playing music with people together as an ensemble was just like so awesome. And it just really, I don't know, maybe that's like why we started a band. And then now it's like, that's why I wanted to play music, just like playing music with people and, entertaining with, a group of people together is, I don't know, that's like a special feeling.
But that first band was not country. Am I right in saying it was? You got a love for a lot of genres, and it was
pretty heavy metal rock band the first go around.
Wow.
Dude, it was like we were 17 and just like teen angst just coming out of our pores, and we're just like it was awesome. It was so fun.
And so where would you play it? It's in Nashville, I guess. So what kind of places would you play?
Our band was called Buried Under Broken Glass. And we would play at this place called the Franklin Mercantile, which is like, if you go, it's still there. If you go there now, it's like this cute little country cafe with coffee and, your little biscuits and whatever. And dude, we would go in there, we would push all the tables to the side, set up the drums and the amps, and we would just absolutely rip. And every time there were damages, and so eventually they just stopped letting us play there. So it was fun though. We were having a time.
What were you doing in the band again? Were you drumming or?
I was guitar player.
Oh wow! You weren't singing?
No.
Oh wow!
We didn't. There wasn't much singing. It was a lot of screaming and yelling. So.
But was there country growing up for you in your life? Any other church stuff?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. What kind of stuff were you sort of raised on?
I mean, dude, going back to even there's family video, me singing Friends in Low Places on a little karaoke machine, Garth Brooks, and I just remember driving around like with my cousin, and we were listening to Dixie Chicks and Garth and Shania and Alan Jackson. And my first ever performance in front of people was like the fourth grade talent show, like fourth grade musical, I guess. It was all country themed. And I sang Standing Outside the Fire, Garth Brooks, like headset mic, black felt cowboy hat, shirt, everything. It's like, like that was my first performance ever in front of people.
Wow. Is there still video of that?
It's got to be. There's definitely pictures.
So were you like a natural born performer even then? Is that your thing? Were you just performing?
I think so. Yeah. And it never yeah, I'd get nervous, but like it was never like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. I was like, I'm excited to do this. This is fun. Like I get to sing in front of people, and even back to church, like when I you'd have solos and stuff, and then that once I started playing guitar, it's like I would lead worship for my youth group like Sunday morning and Wednesday night and all the time. It just like I really enjoyed that. And so that just kind of was like the training grounds, I guess, for where I am now.
Sounds like there's so much music in your childhood. There's two songs that I've been listening to of yours recently, Southern Symphony and also Cold Beer Conversation, which is a newer one. Do you think those two songs kind of sum up your childhood a bit? Because Cold Beer Conversation is just, I just imagine you on a porch. Just, is that a song about drinking with someone specific or learning that wisdom from someone, or is it just a general thing?
Yeah, it's more so though, just like the conversations you have with people around a fire, it's like, whether it's your granddad, it just then like those nuggets of wisdom that they just throw out, or memories or stories, or it's just like those, like the first is the grandpa, and then the next one is the friend, and then the next one's the girl. So it's just like those moments that you have over a beer or a wine around a fire or whatever it is. It's like that. Those are the moments. Like those are the good moments, the good conversations. And recently, it's been more hot tub for us. Cold beer in a hot tub. There's something magical about a hot tub combo. But yeah, that one, that's more what that song. But then Southern Symphony is like that's how I was raised. It's like my town was known for Goodyear tires and cornfields. And so it's just like not much going on, but like it's such a simple life, and there's not much drama. It's just, and like that's, and the whole rap of the song is that's how you make me feel, simple. And you remind me of that feeling of my hometown.
Just to be clear, you're not talking to me personally. You're saying you in general, yeah?
No, you.
I make you feel like was it? Was it quite a shock though moving to Nashville at 10 then? Because going from that quite small town thing to, were you in the center of Nashville itself, or?
Yeah, we lived like in Franklin, so like about 20 minutes south, definitely a suburb. But yeah, still a shock of like, I got to make all new friends, which was no problem. That was easy. But it's just like, man, I grew up with these people. Like my best friends and I were born 3 weeks apart, and we've been in the same daycare. We've been in the same preschool. We've been in the same kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth grade with like my people. And then all of a sudden we're like, yeah, we're moving to Nashville.
That's
and it's
big,
like,
yeah.
okay. It's like, was it more harsh than the small town? Maybe, I guess. It's like, you're not as close. You don't go to the same school with a lot of these people. And like, I'm thinking from a church standpoint, because that's where I spent so much of my time, because, my dad worked there and my mom played too. But it's like, it was definitely a big change. It's especially at fifth grade, when you're just coming to realization of social awareness, and like, oh, these pants aren't cool, or it's like, and I'm coming from the country,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to fit in with these city folk now, and I don't know. It was a definite change, but I wouldn't say it was like a huge challenge.
So when did I'm fascinated by the sort of musical journey, because we've talked about your band. That's when you're sort of 17, but then you go to Belmont. Is that when the solo dream starts, or were you always like wanting to be a solo artist deep down?
So before I got to Belmont, I went to MTSU, which is Middle Tennessee State University, and went there for basically 2 years, and I dropped out, and I was guitar tech for a guy named Chris Tomlin.
Oh, wow.
big Christian artist. And so I got to see, I was bottom of the barrel. Like I was 19 years old. I was setting up everything for like $150 a day. You set up the drums, set up the guitars, the amps, the lights, da 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 da. But dude, I was in heaven. Like it was so fun. It was so exhausting. I'm getting paid to set up drums. Like this is crazy. So I was like, okay, worst case scenario, I could do this. But like I was like, but being the artist is definitely the goal, to see him, and how he led the band and how he, got to perform in front of all these people every night was so awesome to see. And so that was really a huge moment to experience, and like, no, yeah, for sure. I want to sleep on a tour bus and wake up in a new city. Like this sounds amazing. And so I feel like a lot of people don't really get that. They're just like, oh, I have to get on a bus. I have to do this and this. And I'm just like, bro, even to this day, I'm like, we're going on tour,
I'm
baby.
exactly the
Let's
same as you. I
go.
mean, when people say, "Oh, it's so hard," I'm like, "It's not. I love it." I mean, I know you're
Yeah.
away a lot, but I love being on a tour bus. It's just like a big party, just
Yeah.
every day. With your
Yeah.
friends. It's just I love it. I'm with you on that one. But
That was like the initial like start of this like industry is definitely where I want to be. But then I'd say once I got to Belmont, I was starting writing songs. I was starting kind of coming back around. This girl I was dating actually was like super into like old country, like freaking Charlie Louvin, Jim Reeves, Bucko, and all the old. And so I was kind of having this like renaissance, I guess, reconnection with country music, and starting to write and starting to do this, and then transferred to Belmont, and then writing songs. I met Florida Georgia Line, like just
at Belmont,
at Belmont, yeah, just like playing out. They had actually just graduated, and I was like playing these shows. I was just like, I'm playing shows, I'm doing my thing. I had written like 5 songs, and the rest were covers. But like, I just wanted to play music, and then they came to a show that led to us writing together and just putting out music. And so that was kind of like how that went from just being a guitar tech to an artist.
so can you paint a picture? Because there's not really many things like Belmont in the UK. So what is it like that first day at Belmont? I mean, your kind of alumni, your friends are like people like Florida Georgia Line. I know they graduated before you, but there's people like that
Yeah.
in your year groups and stuff. What's it like? Is it intense? Is it fun? Is it both? What's it like?
It's definitely fun. I'd say that would be more than intense. It's fun, and it's humbling, because these are all the best singers, guitar players, performers, from their little pond of Michigan, of California, Florida, wherever. Like, they are all the big dogs, and now we're all together. And I was like, okay, all right, cool, we're good. Like, luckily, I was more of like a low singer, and Josh Turner was my big inspiration back then. And so like I kind of had a little niche thing. But I mean, there was, for the girls, man, everybody was like Carrie Underwood. Everybody was just like ripping Carrie Underwood like no problem. And you're just like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So yeah, definitely a lot of competition. But then you figure out, it starts to like morph into like all these great songwriters that are still writing to this day, or we're just like in the dorm rooms and in the thing, we're just like jamming, and then just like then not realizing that these are lifelong friendships and collaborations that are going to happen.
It's just to me, it's just I'm so jealous. It seems like the coolest thing
It is crazy. Yeah,
in the
it's so
world.
cool.
What were you listening to? Because I love listening to your music because it feels like it's a blend of all the genres that you love, and I think there's a lot of R&B and pop in there. Were you kind of listening to that stuff when you were at Belmont and those your college days?
Big time.
Right.
Yeah, man, I've always been just like, country was the first thing. And then when I moved to Nashville, that was really when it started opening up my eyes, like, oh, like people at school are listening to Lil Wayne. I'm like, all right, Cash Money Millionaires on the bus to school. I remember when Back That Ass Up was just like fresh out, and we're just like, what is this, dude? Yes. That, and then like my next door neighbor was all about Nirvana and Limp Bizkit and Red Hot Chili Peppers and stuff like that. And so we would go and jam guitar and try to learn, you know, with the bird say this lonely view, like just stuff like that.
That's on my favorite album, Californication, my favorite
Oh,
albums, man.
that's on my that's one of my Mount Rushmore albums. So then there's that. And so it's like you just get thrown into this like city vibe of, well, this dude's listening to Cash Money Millionaires. You know, this guy, Chili Peppers, is like Blink 182. And then, you know, so it's just like, it's such this smorgasbord, if I may. And I just like, I feel like wrapping it into my artistry, it was like, that's when it started working for me, is like really leaning into those vibes.
And were you exploring that were there some songs that were really R&B? Did you ever rap?
I mean, I wouldn't say I went as far as rapping. Well, I mean, on the summer EP that we put out 2 years ago, there's a little bar, but it's nothing crazy.
I bet you've got some bars though. Come on, if you're that.
Oh yeah, I got bars, bro. Bars. So, but that's when it started working for me, was like really not trying to avoid my inspirations because they weren't country. It was like, once we wrote Blue Tacoma, you know, that's like basically Fetty Wap melodies. Yeah. And every little thing is heavily influenced by 1975. And, you know, all these little things that you can, like, if you know me in my inspo, like, you can totally pick up on it. So that was when it started really happening, though. It's like just leaning into it.
That's so cool. I love that. And
yeah.
But it's also around this time that you meet Kaylee, your wife, as well. Is that right? Did you meet her at Belmont or no?
Yeah, at Belmont. So we had the same vocal coach, actually. So she is a singer, but she just will never tell or show that to anybody. Just she just sings at church and in the kitchen. But yeah, same coach. She was dating somebody else. I was dating somebody else. And then you know, those broke off, and we just like, Belmont's such a small school. Like, I mean, in the actual vocal program, there's probably, I don't know, 150, maybe 200 kids. And so it's like, it's not small. So there's like very small groups of friends. And I started hanging out with this group, and it was her and my guitar player's wife, actually. They were besties. They ended up being roommates, and you know, she's now my creative director. And so it's just like, we were this tight-knit group. And anyways, we started hanging out, and we kissed at a graduation party one time, and basically the rest is history.
You say, obviously, Kaylee's a singer, but she's also a music video director in a way. Because your first, would you say yours is the turning point in your career? Like that song, I mean, I watched the video again earlier, and it is just incredible. Made for $6, is that right?
Yeah, I mean, if that, it's like, that was definitely the one that jump started my career. Well, first of all, like, that song by itself is one of my favorite songs I've written to this day.
Did you know when you wrote it? Were you like, this is it? Did you know?
Yeah,
you did.
Absolutely. Like, we could tell, because you write so many bad ones before you get to one that makes you feel like this, you know. And I just remember when we were writing it, like, we were just like, oh man. And then we just kept listening to this little demo we made just over and over. We were like we called Casey, his wife. We called her in, and, you know, we called Kaylee, like, babe, listen to this, like, just over and over. So I remember that magical moment. Yeah. And so it just, like, still couldn't get a record deal. My favorite stat to, like, just push in people's faces is sorry, the garbage is so loud.
I couldn't hear it. Sorry.
The EP that I put out, my first EP that was independent, couldn't get a record deal. Nobody signed me. Had 3 multi-platinum number ones on it.
I'd round of applause. Come on.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I knew it. So yeah, I mean, it was just like following my instinct, following my gut. It was just like, no, like, this is good.
Yeah.
And it felt so validating.
It feels to I mean, like I've seen the video many times. Like I said, I watched it again this morning, and the authenticity in it, and the fact that Katie directed it, you can just feel. And like, you got the thunder that was complete just chance, wasn't it? As well, that just
Yep.
we weren't planning for that to happen. The rain and your
Just God.
performance. Like, how many takes were you doing? Because your performance is incredible in that video. Like,
Thank
was
you,
it just
man.
a couple of takes or?
I'd call it, I don't remember. I would call it 6 times through the song. I'd say 5, 6 times
Which
through.
is not a lot, is it? It's not a lot.
No, no. I mean, we call it an hour, and like most music video shoots are from 8 a.m. till midnight.
Yeah.
And we were there for, I'd call it an hour, because I mean it was just like pouring rain and lightning, and we're like, okay, at some point, like we gotta take cover. And so yeah, she was like, you know what, we're just gonna shoot a music video for this thing, man. Like, I got this. And so yeah, we just went out and just started walking down this random road and just doing it over and over again, and just plug the phone into the aux, just blast it. Like, I could like barely hear it, especially when it was raining. So I'm just like, I think this is right. And she's just crouched down and shooting, and she was like, do it again, do it again. That was great. Then we got a side shot, so I'm walking beside the car, and then the only other shot is I set up my workshop lights from Home Depot behind us, and we just like made out in front of the camera. That was it.
The visually, and the fact you had to do it in black and white because the red lights of the car, wasn't it, as
Yeah.
well, and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just perfect. I mean, that obviously just, like you said, jump starts everything for you, and you've had a string of number ones, singles and albums. I mean, what is there a moment or a few moments when you're like, oh, we've made it. This is it. I mean, what does that feel like the first time, and what are those moments for you?
I mean, there's so many little ones of like even just getting a record deal. Like, that's crazy. And then the next one I would say was like being like yours being on the radio and climbing, but like it was 2-week number one. It beat out Eric Church for his number one on a chart, which is like, oh geez. But I mean, he's not worried about it. But I was like, this is crazy, dude. But then Jason Aldean texted me actually when my first song went number one, and he was like, man, congrats. You'll never forget the feeling. Nothing will beat the first number one feeling. So just soak it in and enjoy it. And I'll always remember that. But then again, like yours being nominated for Song of the Year was probably to this day the most holy cow moment of just like, what is happening?
Yeah.
That's definitely a big one, of just my first single, brand new artist on a brand new label, and like so much like insider voting goes on with the award shows and stuff, and like our label was probably like 6 people at this point, as opposed to a major label with hundreds of people and hundreds of votes. And
Do you think that's testament to the song though? Because the song is just so undeniable.
yes,
Do you think it's that?
totally. Like, they're like, I think the song was just undeniable, and people that were maybe supposed to vote for XYZ were like, no, man, like Russell's, yours deserves this or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, that was one of the most surreal early career moments of like, oh, we just came out. This just went number one for 2 weeks. This song is changing my life. Oh my gosh, it's nominated for Song of the Year. This is insane.
It's so cool. I love it as an artist and songwriter myself. I just love hearing those stories, and I love the sort of the passion and the fire in your eyes. You can just, I can see it. But
yeah.
But then the flip side of that, we haven't got loads of time left, but we'll ask you this very quickly. The flip side is, and you kind of alluded to at the start, sort of saying, oh, I get to do this. It's like that reminding yourself to be grateful for doing this. But nonetheless, it's tiring. And when you stop having, like Jason Aldean said, you will never forget that first time feeling, but you'll also never get that first time feeling again. And how are you kind of, how are you with it at the moment? Because you're so successful, but it's a weird thing, is it, when it starts to kind of, I wouldn't say plateau, but you stop having those first times. Is it?
Yeah.
How do you manage that?
For sure. I mean, it's true. I remember seeing artists that have been doing it for a while, and just the things they would say are, it's like super jaded and whatever. And I was like, man, I never want to be like this. And but it's like, you do, like you're I don't know. It's like you don't run out of firsts, but it's like, I think even like at the end of 24, I just talked about this recently. I kind of was just to the point of like, man, like nothing, I feel like nothing's really happening. Like I'm running, I'm pushing, I'm grinding, I'm recording, I'm releasing music. And then like, I'm not seeing the amount of work I'm putting in does not feel like what I feel like I should be receiving, which is kind of entitlement and it's kind of whiny baby syndrome. But, that was just how I felt. And I didn't know, is that right? Is that wrong? I don't know. But like, I did feel that way. And I just kind of was like, God, if you're going to do this, like I'm exhausted and I'm trying, but like, I feel like nothing's happening. So I'm going to keep going, but it would just be dope to like see something, to have a win. I need a win, basically. So that was the end. That was at the end of 2024. And then Happen to Me came out in February of 25. And it was just like,
And that feels so you as well. That's so much
Yeah.
that energy, that fun.
yeah.
When you released it, I was like, oh, yeah, I can see you bounce around the stage. Russell, almost out of time. Thank you so much. I want to say congratulations on your beautiful family as well. I've got 3 kids myself, but I love
Yeah.
seeing you with your little boys. It's just such a... How is dad life for you? Are you enjoying it?
I am. It's, it's a lot with 2 kids and touring. And, it really like, it's a special season of life where like, they're like, yeah, man, we're going snowboarding, we're going boys trip. And I'm like, bro, I got to go home, man. And I want to, you know what I mean? Like, that's where I want to be. And so, there is FOMO with the homies sometimes, but I mean, dude, being home with my kids and, yeah, they get on your nerves sometimes. Yeah, but that's just parenting. And it's just like, I love being home and being with them and getting to hang.
And mate, your song "Famous Back Home," I feel like that sort of title track of your latest album that really summed that up for me. That just
Yeah, man, that's the phase of life that we're in. How old are your kids?
9, 7, and 3. So I really get it. Trust me, I'm very tired. I'm like holding my eyes up like this.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, it's full on. Just before you go, man, just quick 5 questions very quickly. The place you like to escape to when you need to slow down, where's that place for you?
The back of our property, it's like we go up this hill and you can see the sunset, you can see the whole rolling hills of Tennessee. It's just like every time I get up there, I'm like, oh yeah, I wasn't depressed. I just needed to breathe. I needed to be in nature and watch a sunset.
The strangest place you've ever been stopped by a fan? I'm sure you've got some quite interesting fans. So,
most interesting place.
Restroom?
I don't know, probably Victoria's Secret with my wife or something. Like, what are you doing here? I'm like, oh, I promise she's in the dressing room. I swear. I'm just like sniffing. I'm just kidding.
The place you've never been to but would love to visit?
Actually, we're going to Spain. So I've never been to Spain. Yeah, I'm super pumped.
Are you playing a show or just going on holiday?
No, just hanging. Just going like a few day holiday.
That you're gonna love that.
Yeah.
Tatas Bravas. That's my one recommendation.
Ooh, okay.
And then lastly, just the place you feel most yourself.
Home with my wife and my boys.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah, that's right. Right? Don't you?
Yeah, totally. No,
Yeah.
well, and on stage as well for me. But
Yeah.
that's like 2 sides to the coin. I think I love being at
Yeah.
home, but being on stage is just amazing. I can't wait to see you on stage again. The RD party coming back.
Yeah, bro.
Thank you so much, man. It's been so great to have you, Russell.
Of course, dude. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for taking the time. Hope we get to hang when we're over there.
Definitely. Russell Dickerson, Country Roads, thanks so much, man. See you soon.
Cheers.